Hello. I don't know if this is working. Hello, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. I'm also from Harmony on High Street in Campbelltown, Tasmania. So I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 1st of December through till Sunday the 7th of December 2025. So it's very exciting. Finished an old month last week, starting a new month this week, and it feels a bit extra special to be doing that when it lines up with when I pull the cards for the week. So that's very cool. So before I start, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website or through Harmony on High Street. I thank you so much for your support. So I am coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 1st of December and the time is 12:33 p.m. So welcome. So if you're new to watching, welcome. Let us know if you're new so we can welcome you. I'll be using my Oracle cards today. I've got two decks combined. We've got Speed of Light Oracle cards combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle, and I'll be using this combined deck to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. And I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I do trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that Something Shared supports you at this time. I recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does fit into your life easily, and let the rest go. And let's allow ourselves to be surprised. So the energy has been intense, to say the least. So it's been an intense time, hence why I'm doing a full moon healing event on Friday. That's a private healing event if you'd like to join me. The energy is so intense and it seems very loud and noisy. So it's like all this stuff just trying to get our attention, and we just have to filter out or separate the wheat from the chaff while we figure out what do we need to focus on, what do we need to give our attention to. We can't give our attention to everything that's trying to get our attention. So it's up to us to choose that. So that's very strong at the moment. So I'm looking for the best cards that the majority of us need. Hi, Cynthia. For this week ahead, starting Monday the 1st of December through till Sunday the 7th of December 2025. So the best cards that the majority of us need, I trust will find their way to the top of the deck based on the way I choose my cards. So the best cards for the week are these. I'm going to lay them out. Just bear with me a second. Oh, we're going one after the other. So we've got like an even distribution of both decks, and we're doing 7 cards, so I'm doing one for each day for this particular week. Monday the 1st of December, all the cards are face down, so I can't see them yet. Hi Shell, welcome. This is for Monday the 1st of December, the first of the new month, Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and we have the Crocodile. Crocodile is card 5. It says to stand in your survival power. So there's a need for thick skin potentially on Monday, water running off a duck's back, making sure that our skin is thick and that we're not taking things too personally. Things that someone says that we take to heart or that trigger us. Let's be careful that we're not blowing things out of proportion, especially with what other people are saying or other people are doing, or what other people aren't saying, or what other people aren't doing. Let's keep our skin thick. We don't need to be ultra sensitive and take everything that we are hearing personally. Most of the time, the majority of the time, it's not personal. We're taking it personally because we probably have our own issues or wounds or guilt or regret that we feel, and that thing that's said or that thing that happens or that thing that's done triggers that wound inside us. So let's stop being so sensitive to things that people are saying that are not a personal attack against us. It's something someone says at that time for whatever reason. It's not a personal thing. So this is quite strong at the moment. I would say this has been around for the last week or so. This energy just reminding us to keep our keep our skin thick, and also let's not take things too personally. So there is a sense of protection here and a sense of overriding perhaps the ultra sensitivity that some of us may be feeling. So it's not personal. Is that thing that we're affected by a personal attack against us? Most likely the answer is no. So why is this triggered in us? Why do we feel such a reaction to this? It's an opportunity for us to clear our wounds and issues and our regrets or guilt from the past. So stand in your survival power. Let's keep our skin thick. We don't need to take everything so personally, because it also affects what people say. Like if I say something and you take it personally and I wasn't even meaning it for what you thought, then I'm probably going to not say something in the future because I might think, oh, it's probably going to be taken out of context or out of proportion. So then we all just silence ourselves. So it's not a great thing for society. I feel it's not a great thing that we're seeing around the place at the moment. But it also means I think a lot of us are quite wounded if we're feeling so triggered and things feel so personal. This is for Tuesday, the 2nd of December, Speed of Light Oracle card. We have Healed. Speaking of healing, this is strong this week. Card 34, it says Golden Light, Wounds, Blocks and Dissolve. So again, when things like this come up after I was just talking about it, I think this is sort of confirming that, but also amplifying it in some way. So I'm going to talk more about the healing element. It's strong. We've got the full moon on Friday. I'm already hosting a healing event that I felt so strongly to do, or I've already been talking about it. There is energy that's moving. Healing. So what is healing? Healing, changing something, transforming, growing, recognizing the wounds or the issues that we carry from the past, and trying what we can to resolve those things. Sometimes it means letting the wounds, the pain of it go. Sometimes it means looking for the treasure, looking for the gift in the challenge. How has that helped me be a better mother or a better father? How has that situation helped me be a better person? How has this helped carve out my personality, help me be stronger? There are often, mostly probably, little treasures that can be found in those wounds and those past situations that we still carry the burden of. So Tuesday feels to be a favourable day for letting go, for healing. It could mean supporting ourselves as we heal, because sometimes I think that we're so busy with life that we're almost distracting ourselves from the real issue. What's the real issue under this? And can we allow some time, perhaps on Tuesday, to look seriously and honestly at our wounds and why we still carry the weight of these things from the past? How can we let them go? What do we need to do to release them and be able to move forward? And then ultimately, I feel, based on my experience through self-healing and my work with others, that I feel acceptance is sort of one of the final steps in the healing journey, when we can really truly accept without all the reasons why we can't accept. I accept but then we've found some healing. So when we can move to a place, I accept that this happened, or I accept this person, or I accept this thing, whatever it might be, that shows that we have moved through that. And we probably won't have that on Tuesday, for example, especially if we're diving deep into healing. It usually takes a little bit of time to resolve, to settle itself, and then find acceptance. Now, some of us may be needing this for our physical body. Some of us may find that our physical body needs healing. So it may be a time of recovery, a time of rest, a time of quite literal physical healing after an injury or an operation or something like that. So that could also be around too for Tuesday. So let's surround ourselves with golden light or healing light and give ourselves permission to heal and our ability to heal. Wednesday, the 3rd of December. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, actually. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of December, Animal Kingdom Oracle. Woohoo! We have the Earth Dragon, card 25. And it says physical reformation. So speaking of the physical, it's almost like the end of what I said for the card before seems to segue into the next card that's coming. So the Earth Dragon, the dragons are the most powerful cards in the deck, and this one is specifically aligned with the earth element. So we're looking at the physicality of things, our physical experience, our physical body, the physical things that we are going through. What the heck is happening in our life physically? So what's happening in our body? What are we going through in our life? And how is that going for us? Is there change afoot? Are things reforming? Are things transforming? Are things changing? Are we moving with this change? Are we walking with these changes? Or are we resisting the change? Are we trying to swim against stream? Are we trying to go against the natural movement of change that's taking place right now in our physical life? So this is suggesting that change is happening. Now, we may need to instigate the change if things are stuck and stagnant and stale. If we're healing a lot, especially earlier this week, then there's probably things that might come out of that that require us to change. We might need to change or break habits or addictions or things that we notice that aren't good for us. We might need to increase our exercise, increase more healthy food consumption, for example, decrease anything that we're consuming that we might be addicted to or that's toxic for us. So these types of things are also on the cards around the middle of this week. Maybe even early to the middle of this week based on what I'm seeing so far. Very interesting. Okay, Thursday, the 4th of December, we've got Speed of Light Oracle card. Oh, we have the Shadow card 36. It says Shape-Shifting, Hidden, Release, and Raven. Okay, so this has like a dark and a light side, we could say. And it highlights the darker energy, which we could say things like our wounds, our fear, our addictions, the things that sit under the surface that we don't talk about. Could be the elephant in the room, you know, like I know this is going on, but I just don't say, or I don't admit it. So there is something sitting under the surface, potentially. And this is not new. It's not just sitting under the surface on Thursday. You know, it's probably been sitting under there for a while, maybe even a few years. And it's probably rearing its head. It's probably poking its head up like a snake popping its head up out of the water and revealing itself. So there's a confrontation that's potentially included in this energy around Thursday, where we may need to confront these dark elements within us. Could be dark elements within our relationships or within our life itself. We will know what these things are. It will be the things that we can't talk about, the things that we know are there that we don't say. It might even be something that's hidden from us, that we don't understand why I've got this addiction, or I don't understand why I feel this way, or why this is not quite working for me. So it can be something that we can't quite explain because it sits under the surface. So it's down there, it's deep down in the subconscious in some ways, or in the shadows. So this card's about that energy, but it's about bringing light to that. And so it actually gives us an opportunity to shift this energy from the dark and bring it into the light. So to reveal what's hidden, what's lurking behind the shadows or in the shadows under there. So if we can be honest and we can confront this energy and bring it into the light, it might mean that we talk about it. It might mean that we admit that we've got this problem or we've got this issue. It could be even taking responsibility for some issue from the past that I was talking about before. So there might be something that we need to be accountable for or take responsibility for. This is my role in this problem. What can I do about it? So what can I do about it? That's sort of like an attitude of the light, where we're wanting to shift or change this issue into something positive. So something I like to say is, how can I turn this challenge into an opportunity? What is the gift in this darkness? That's the shifting that's taking place. That's the dark and the light within this card. So it shows usually that there's something that needs to be released. This is not new information. I've already talked about it for this week. So it seems like already there's a lot of potential healing, because I think releasing is part of that healing energy, where we're trying hopefully to improve ourselves and find a resolution to our problems, that sort of thing. So what needs releasing? What are we holding on too tightly to that has no room to heal right now? What's stuck and stagnant for us, and how can we let whatever that is or the underlying issue go? So something hidden being revealed. It's never comfortable though, so it often always comes with some confronting element. But that's not enough to not allow the light in, unless we're really scared that this thing's going to be revealed. And if we are, then why, maybe. Okay, this is for Friday. So Friday is the full moon, Friday the 5th of December, or it is here anyway. This is Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. We've got Solar Cycle, which is funny. This is a featured timing card. It has further instructions here, which say to take the top card from the deck. So I'll go back to my deck. We've got Animal Kingdom Oracle sitting on top. Oh, yes! So we've got Lunar Cycle. This is another featured timing card. And it says to take the second card from the top of the deck. So I'm going down to my new deck, card 1, down to number 2, Speed of Light Oracle. Whoa, we have the Tree Maiden. Okay, this is very interesting. I love it. All right, so we've got these 3 cards have come up together for a reason. I'm going to look at them separately first. Then we'll look at their relationship together. Now, these 2 aren't like some of the other featured cards that we see. These are 2 of the 4 specific timing cards. So this is Solar Cycle. It's card 52, and it talks about a 24-hour period. So it's talking about a day, basically, the cycle of the sun. So that's easy. That's for Friday, a 24-hour period highlighted. We've then got Lunar Cycle with that. This is card 53, and this talks about a lunar cycle, so 1 month. Now, this is especially powerful when it comes up around the full moon, and it happens to be the full moon on Friday the 5th of December. So this is extra amplified now. These 2 cards, these 2 energies, the sun and the moon, amplify things. The sun brings light to things, to the darkness. The lunar energy is also like a spotlight in the dark. So these are already amplifying, spotlighting on things. I've been talking about the spotlight from the full moon for the last few days. So this is amplified, this is confirmed. So we're talking about a 24-hour period of importance around the full moon period, but also this is bringing in the month. So it's a month critical from the 5th of December to around the 5th of January. So we're looking at tying up the year and going into the new year with this energy. Now, just to amplify it a little bit more, we have the Tree Maiden, which is card 42. And it says ending, surrender, growth, and illumination. This is one of the few cards on its own that amplifies things. This puts things under the magnifying glass as if it wasn't already magnified. We've got the full moon, we've got the solar cycle, and we've got the lunar cycle card. So this is amplifying and double, triple amplifying. Things are amplified. Things are going to potentially be loud around Friday, and it may be a spotlight around the day, but it could also be the day before, the day after, maybe even a couple of days. We could almost say things are amplified now, so things could be already under the spotlight for us. This card brings endings. It's suggesting or showing that there might be things revealed this week that require us to close doors. Hopefully closing doors on things like addictions, wounds, past I don't particularly like the word trauma that much, but past issues, past situations that we may be still carrying on in the present day. So endings, closing doors. This is a great time to actually slam some doors shut, it feels like, to start afresh. There's growth that's promised in this card. So if we can let some things go, close some doors, and it's not necessarily on the easy thing. Sometimes we think that our issue is this specific thing, and it might not actually be. So by the time we get to Friday, hopefully the truth has been revealed. It's come up out of the darkness or out of the shadows, and we can see that actually I'm a lot to blame for this, or this problem that I thought was that person's fault is actually more connected with this. So as the truth's revealed, it will probably reveal what needs to actually close or end. So things are amplified. And we're looking, though, seems crucial for the next month. Whatever we're closing doors on, it has an ongoing effect for at least the month as we start the year and move into the new year. And it's probably a really amplified 24-ish hours. So, that's a big one. Friday. Okay, let's go to Saturday. I feel like I've been here for ages. Saturday, the 6th of December. Speed of Light Oracle card. Whew. Finally, a bit of gentler energy here for Saturday. This is card 20, Rosemary. And she says, beauty, self-love, kindness, and balance. So she's looking down. Her eyes are cast down. She's looking inward. And her crown's highlighted. She's here reminding us to reconnect with our hearts, reconnect with what's important to us, reconnect with what's nurturing. So it feels like too we might really want some nurturing around Saturday. So we might find that in the things that we do, the company that we keep. We might find nurturing in just some self-care, self-love, self-care time that we perhaps allow for ourselves around Saturday. It feels like the energy just wants to sort of sit, especially after quite an intense week potentially, that it might just sort of sit. We might even feel a bit numb or a bit stunned or just a little bit sort of, okay, I just need this energy that I've been feeling to settle. So there is a settling feeling, a calming feeling, but it's from within. So we might have to instigate our nurturing and self-care time if we need that around Saturday. So that's favourable there. And then Sunday, the 7th of December, Animal Kingdom Oracle card. We've got our second dragon. So this is the Water Dragon, card 24. And it says, diving into new depths. So after we catch our breath a bit, potentially on Saturday, things become intense again. This is likely an emotional intensity, actually, and it probably comes off that intense energy for Friday. And then we've got that sort of self-care, self-nurturing energy. This does feel like it could be a bit more, how am I feeling about this? Probably a little bit more emotional. This is the Water Dragon, so the Water Dragon aligns with the emotions. So we might find the weekend we may be feeling a bit emotional. We may be wanting to clear away, if we haven't already, the intense emotions, like how I was talking about for Monday with the crocodile, not taking things personally and not overreacting to things, allowing like water to flow off the duck's back when it comes to us being so sensitive and negatively affected by what people are saying, taking things so personally. So it sort of feels like if we've not shifted that, there might be opportunity to do some more releasing around those types of emotional, intense, loud, overwhelming emotions that some of us may be feeling over the weekend, but especially as we move towards Sunday. So this is an opportunity to dive into new depths, and diving into the depths means diving into the shadows, diving into the darkness, diving into the unknown within us. So it feels like something's emerging, something's calling us within us, calling within us to go deeper in our life, deeper in ourselves, to understand ourselves perhaps a little bit further. Whew, okay, this is a very intense week. Let's grab the theme card. Before I grab that card, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired too. If you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, you can learn more on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. If you're feeling this intensity, if things are loud and you're trying to figure things out and you're trying to tap into things that feel missing within you, your relationships, your life, if you would like to tap into this full moon energy, I am doing a 2-hour healing event, a private healing event on Friday. That's Friday my time, between 9 and 11 a.m, right on either side of the full moon peak. So it could be Thursday afternoon if you're in the US, it could be late Thursday night if you're in the UK. But I'm hosting that on Friday. If you're interested, please have a look at templeofbalance.com.au. Look up the store tab, everything in store, and you'll see there's just a small exchange if you'd like to join me. You can join live or later to the replay, but we're going to be diving deep. I'll be doing sound healing, releasing, and just diving deep into this deep energy. So if you're inspired to join me, please check that out. All right. Also, I've got my online events, Card Reading Club next week, and online art class. We're going to be looking at the elephant next week during our animal series. All right. The best card for the theme to bring this whole week together and help us see the bigger picture for the 1st to the 7th of December 2025. Okay, we're going to go with this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Oh, yes, we have the Stag, card 42. And the Stag says New Direction, which is very interesting. So this is showing that as our theme and overarching the bigger picture of everything that I've talked about here, which is quite intense, there is a new direction that's calling us. So if we were like the stag and we're wandering down our track, the stag's antlers, they often feel like antenna to me. So antenna, and if we're sort of on our path and we stop for a moment and we sort of turn our head like we're tuning in those old rabbit ear antennas to get the TV reception, and we're turning them to get the best, clearest sound, and then we move down that direction, that path. So we're being encouraged to trust our instincts, make sure we're tuned in, make sure we're not reacting or overreacting to something, like triggered by something that causes us to overreact, that we actually take the time to contemplate, make sure we're seeing the situation as fully as possible before we make our decision to move forward or our decision to change. Even though we might make impulsive decisions this week, it's probably wise that we make the impulsive decision based on truth and based on the full picture rather than our reaction or taking something personally that's not intended to be personal. So let's be careful we're not overreacting, that we are responding rather than reacting, because they're very different things. Responding means we might take a few minutes or a few hours or a few days before we respond. We just kind of settle in. Reaction means we just want to react straight away. Something's triggered or something's sparked in us that we have to react. So let's be careful of that this week. But overall, overarching everything, we're being called to something new. A new beginning calls us. We know this. We've had the light code cards for our theme for 2 weeks out of 3 in the last 3 weeks. So new energy is around. So I trust this makes sense for you. Have a fantastic week, and I'll be back again next week for our weekly guidance. Or if I'll see you on Friday for our full moon event, I look forward to connecting with you. And thank you to everyone who has already registered to be a part of that. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.